while I'm slowly heading back to my apartment. I'm not asking for your thoughts. I'm just thinking out loud in the darkness.
Hey guys, it's Madison and welcome to this little week in my life vlog. For this video in particular, I want to kind of zoom out and show other parts of my life as well. Not just language learning, but also other things that I'm kind of doing. I really enjoy watching these kinds of vlogs kind of back and kind of seeing how my life has changed throughout the years. And so hopefully you guys enjoy it as well. I am still going to include, of course, some language learning stuff as well, but I also kind of just wanted to mix in some other things happening in my life as well. This week is actually our orientation week at our university, so lots of meetings and convocation and just ramping up for the semester, which starts next week, next Monday. As you guys saw, I had a department meeting this afternoon, so I headed to school, was there for about 3.5 hours. Wasn't expecting to be there for that long, honestly. The meeting was just about an hour, and then afterwards we stayed and kind of discussed some things for our program and just chatted with other professors and stuff. So I ended up doing like 3.5 hours of straight social interaction and dealing with colleagues and stuff, which was fine and fun. It was good to see them again after a long break. But honestly, between the 3.5 hours of like straight social interaction and the fact that I'm still kind of recovering from jet lag, I am exhausted. It's like 4:30 now and I'm just, I am ready honestly for some chill time. So I'm probably just gonna kind of veg out and watch a bit of YouTube. First of all, just kind of regain some energy, hopefully for the evening. I might do a bit of active language learning if I do kind of regain some energy. If not, I might just, again, chill out and watch some shows or something, just kind of passively get some languages in my brain. But yeah, not really any more big plans for the rest of the day. I do have some errands I need to run, but it's currently raining and it looks like it's supposed to rain for the rest of the evening. So I might just push them off till tomorrow if possible, because I don't want to go out in this rain. Honestly, I'm too tired to deal with rain right now. So I think I'll push those off till tomorrow and just chill out at home for the rest of today.
Someone said your heart is golden. All I got was my heart broken. I can see the times coming just for you. Someone said your heart is golden. All I got was my heart broken. And I can see the dawn is coming just for you. It's just for you. Oh, it's just for you. For you.
Hello, happy Wednesday. So yesterday, as you guys saw, I didn't really do anything languagey. I was just too exhausted and just not in the mood. I didn't have the energy to do any active language learning. Honestly, it even took a bit of time for me to even work up the motivation to even just open up a foreign language drama. I was just not feeling languages yesterday, so I didn't push myself to learn anything when I was not in the mood to learn. So that was yesterday. Today's been a very similar day so far. I had to go to school for a meeting. It was student orientation, so kind of informing the students of what this semester will look like for them in our program. Got some tteokbokki and chicken on the way home. The owner was super cute. She was like, "Where have you been? I haven't seen you in forever." And I told her I went to the States and stuff, so that was kind of fun. But yeah, thankfully today I have a lot more energy compared to yesterday. I'm not as exhausted, even though I still was at school for a couple hours longer than I thought I'd be. Just kind of admin stuff and then kind of doing rabbit trails of conversations in between. It just always seems to take longer than you expect. But yeah, after about 3.5 hours, maybe 4 hours at school, I came home, took a little break to eat my food and just kind of veg out for a little while. And it's now just past 5 o'clock. And since I do have some more energy today compared to yesterday, I think I am going to do a bit of active language learning tonight. Technically, I still have some errands to run, but today's weather is even worse than yesterday. So once again, I'm gonna push that into tomorrow's to-do list and just kind of stay at home and chill tonight. If you guys saw my last video, then you'll know I'm going to Japan in a few weeks. So that is the primary goal, to study some Japanese, watch some Japanese content and stuff. So that's the primary goal for today. I might do some other things as well if the mood strikes me, but yeah, Japanese is the priority these days. So yeah, to-do list for today is that language learning, some lesson prep for classes next week, unpacking my suitcase. I still have not managed to do that. It's like day 5 that I've been here and it's not fully unpacked yet. So finishing up that. Those are my 3 primary goals for the rest of today.
"見た目は怖そうだけど優しい人だよ."
So one of my big goals this week was actually to watch as much Japanese content as possible. However, I've done none so far. I've been very low energy, low motivation, and just didn't want to, push myself to do something I wasn't in the mood to do, so I haven't. But today is finally the day I'm going to get started. Back when I was in the States, I asked my friend to send me some recommendations of some shows that she's watched and think I might like. So I'm gonna go through that list now and pick something that, number 1, is not too long of a series, and number 2, looks interesting to me, and hopefully give that a start tonight.
ここに行きます。では、職業精神。
Happy Friday. Orientation week officially ended yesterday, so I have a nice little 3-day weekend until my classes start on Monday. Today's also the first day. It's day 7 since I got back to Korea. It's the first day with any sun or blue skies, so I was very happy to finally see a bit of blue and cheerful weather in my life, although it is still decently cold. It's not nearly as cold and or dreary as it has been for basically the entire week so far, so I was very happy for that. And now that there was finally some decent weather, I also used that opportunity to go ahead and finally try to run my errands. Unfortunately, my primary errand, which was going to my cell service carrier store, could not be finished because they were closed for some unknown reason. It is a business day, so I'm not really sure why. But yeah, as far as what I want to do this 3-day weekend, I have several things I want to accomplish. First of all, obviously I need to make sure everything is locked and loaded and ready for classes starting on Monday. I already have my Monday classes decently planned out, but I do have a couple more things I need to kind of configure and get ready for the first week. So that's obviously my number one priority for the weekend. For my language stuff, for Japanese, I think setting an actual like time goal for the weekend will be a lot more motivating for me rather than just setting like a vague, let's do what we can kind of a goal, because for short-term things like this, I found that sometimes using time as a way of setting goals can be more motivating for me when I'm struggling to find that motivation on my own. So I think I'm gonna try and do 15 hours of Japanese stuff over the next 3 days, including today. I'm hoping a majority of that is passive stuff because again, I think that what worked so well for me in especially Korean, but also in Mandarin, is doing some studying alongside watching a ton of content. And especially since I'm going to Japan in just over a month, I think listening to a ton of stuff will be really beneficial. So I think doing mostly listening stuff this weekend will be really good for me. I've discovered over the past few days of trying to get back into Japanese that I'm very rusty. Like my 6-ish months of doing basically nothing in Japanese has definitely had its consequences. I am very, very, very rusty in reading and listening, just everything in Japanese. And so I really kind of need to still find my groove. I'm really struggling. Even the stuff I have been watching, it's just, it seems so foreign all of a sudden. It's like, what is this language? Where is it gone? Definitely still like the basics are there, but I definitely have lost a lot in the last 6 months and I want to kind of try to regain that over the next few weeks. The drama I started yesterday, Spy Family, it seems interesting, but I kind of ran into a roadblock where the subtitles were a little bit wonky, and I realized it's because I was using Language Reactor to kind of show the double subtitles, and apparently in Korea they only offer Japanese and Korean subtitles for this show as far as like the official languages they offer on Netflix. And so when I was using Japanese and English for my double subtitles, it was like doing a like machine translation of the English subtitles, and they were just really not good. And so I was like really having to pay attention and try to like piece together what they were trying to say because the subs were just not cutting it. And so I was kind of confused as to the story, what was happening. And so even though by episode 3 I was kind of starting to get into the concept of the show, the subs were just so bad that it was like distracting me from the actual content and being able to actually like glance at the English and look at the Japanese to kind of put those things together. Because the English was so kind of garbled at times, I couldn't even really use it to parse out Japanese stuff. So I think I'm gonna put that on pause until I figure out where my friend watched it so that hopefully I can find some better English subs to, you know, listen and pay attention and kind of parse things in my head. So I'm gonna search for some new other shows with better subs to watch this weekend. I also think I'm gonna start with some like more basic, like a lot more of the comprehensible Japanese, like beginner style videos. Even though the grammar is easy for me, I think because I am so rusty in vocab, it'd be good to kind of just start with the simple basic stuff and then move into some shows after I'm kind of more primed for listening to Japanese. In addition to my main priority of Japanese, I also want to get back maybe into some Do Chinese. I had a nice little habit going for a few weeks, but then I dropped it when I came back to Korea. So hopefully I can study that at least a day or two this weekend. And also I'm running out of days on my 7-day free trial for LingoPie. If you watched my last video, you'll know I was not impressed by the Japanese content on LingoPie, but since they do also apparently offer Korean and Mandarin, I think I'm gonna check that out this weekend while I still have access to the free trial, because I don't think at this point I'm gonna be extending it to the actual paid few months. But I am curious before I do lose access to see again how it is for those other 2 languages, if it's better or if it's just as unimpressive as Japanese was for me. As far as beyond my typical language learning stuff, a couple of other things that I've kind of been interested in or trying to learn or improve this year. Number 1 has been drawing. Over the past several years, actually, I've had this goal to improve my drawing, but I never really stick with consistently practicing for more than a few weeks at a time, very sporadically, and so I haven't really improved much over the past few years, despite that kind of, you know, backseat goal that I have. And so this semester I really want to practice drawing relatively regularly, hopefully at least once or twice a week. That's part of the reason that I did buy this paper, so that I would be able to kind of practice my physical drawing. I also have Procreate on my iPad, so I might practice some digital stuff as well. But again, like I said, I do think if I put the actual effort into practicing relatively regularly over a decently prolonged period of time, I really feel like I can kind of take my drawing to the next level and become decent-ish in drawing. At least that's the hope. And also this year I'm actually learning a new language, kind of, asterisk. If you watched my video where I was studying every single new word in a Korean book, I mentioned that I had a new project that like distracted me for like the 2nd and 3rd days of that project. This is that project, this new language of sorts, and that is coding. Just randomly that week I was inspired one evening to learn how to code, and so I looked up some places online where you could learn kind of partially at least for free, and I just kind of did a deep dive into coding for a few days. People call coding languages sometimes. I'm gonna call it that kind of sort of. I'm not really considering it like a fourth language that I'm learning necessarily, but it is a new skill that I'm trying to pick up. I think the idea of coding is really interesting and kind of fun. And I actually do have a background in math before I was an English professor, and so kind of the logic and structure of coding does kind of appeal to me, along with, you know, the creativity of being able to create things using code. And so I don't know, I feel like it'd be a really cool thing to actually get decent at, and also kind of just a cool kind of off the wall skill that I could in theory add to my resume at some point if I did get good enough. So I don't know, I'm still very beginner for sure, but you know, I've learned the basics of a few of the coding language areas, and I think, again, like I said, it's pretty cool. So during this semester, I do kind of want to continue to learn and improve my very, you know, fledgling skills in that area as well. So this weekend, I'm hoping to do a little bit of drawing and a little bit of coding stuff in addition to all the other goals that I have. But yeah, that's enough yammering from me. I'm gonna go ahead and start trying to accomplish some of these many goals that I set for myself this weekend.
ライオンとは違います。肉は食べません。
はじめまして。どうぞよろしく。どうぞよろしく。
もっと強い国にしよう。
走过10万公里路。
悪い狐が入っています。おじいさんとおばあさんにお願いします。
All right, so it's now 10:30 Sunday night, so my weekend is swiftly coming to a close, and with that comes the time to give my final little check-in on this little weekly vlog, and more specifically, my goals for this past weekend. So first of all, I'm not really sure what I was thinking when I set the goal of 15 hours over the 3-day weekend. That definitely did not happen, not even close, and honestly, I wouldn't have had time to even do that and also accomplish all the other things on my list, so I admire the optimistic, me setting those goals a few days ago, but definitely did not achieve that. I did manage to get 8-ish hours over the past 3 days, which I'm still very, very happy with. And about 75% of that was listening based, either animations or comprehensible Japanese, that kind of stuff. And so I'm very, very happy with the amount of that was listening focused, because that was a big goal of mine. I didn't end up doing any Mandarin or Korean except for like the tiniest bit of experimenting with LingoPie. I didn't actually like sit down to intensively study those languages or really watch anything in those languages this weekend. I did, however, as you guys saw, do a bit of both drawing and coding, so I am very happy that I did manage to do both of those kind of new hobbies this weekend. I really, really, really want to be intentional about practicing those hobbies regularly this semester so I don't drop them once again and lose all this new knowledge that I've been gaining over the past month or so. But yeah, that's it for this little week in my life vlog. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Make sure you stay tuned for my next video, which sneak peek should involve some in-person Korean language exchange, which is very exciting. So keep an eye out for that next video, and until then, annyeong.